Here we are with the conference centre. We've just watched the keynote for Quakecon 16. Pete Hines, Tim Willits and Marty Stratton have all been on stage. They've talked about their games, they've shown us some gameplay, and they've revelled in the event. It's the 21st Quakecon. We've seen a short documentary about the volunteers. They've talked about the various things that happen here every year, the BYOC, the great sense of community, the partnerships and sponsorship deals that they have. It's certainly a unique event, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's look at the games that they had on show during the keynote. One of the big announcements that was made during the show today was that the first DLC pack for Doom, Unto the Evil, has been launched today. We're getting 3 new maps, a new mode and a new demon for players to unlock during each game. So plenty of there for Doom fans to keep them engaged with the game. No doubt we'll have some gameplay impressions for you here on Gamereactor in the coming days, so stay tuned for that. Arcane Studios was here in force. They showed us 2 different games, the first of which was Dishonored 2. In the last gameplay presentation that we saw, we saw the more stealthy playthrough with Emily. This time we got to see the same part of the game, but played through the eyes of Corvo. Therefore we got lots of grisly action, lots of lethal takedowns. We saw the gameplay presentation. We saw the player possess a blood fly. We saw people being set on fire with incendiary bolts. It was very violent, lots of knife play, and hopefully we'll be able to get that gameplay for you on Gamereactor, though at the moment we're not exactly sure what the situation is with that. The second game that we saw from Arcane was Prey. The reimagined take on the series was originally revealed at E3, and we got to get a much better look at it during the keynote speech today. It's going to be an open world. It looks great. There's some really eerie looking enemies in there, and some neat tricks. It feels, and it certainly looks like the kind of a quintessential Arcane game. One of the most interesting abilities was a mimic ability, where the demonstration that we got, the player character was turned into a cup so it could access a certain part of the level. Shotguns and pistols and some zero-G. We didn't see any zero-G combat, but we did see apparently with the whole outside of the space station where the game is set is completely has been completely modelled by the studio, and it's a fully open world, and you can go wherever you want. It's certainly looking very promising, and hopefully we'll be able to share some more detailed impressions with you on the site in the coming days. The last game that was on show was Quake Champions. Tim Willits came back on stage to talk us through some of the gameplay changes that they've made. There was 8 different heroes on show, 4 of which we've got more details about. The gameplay looks fast. There's a lot of returning weapons. We saw the nail gun, the lightning gun. We saw rocket jumps, big rocket jumps. The gameplay looks extremely fast, which is obviously what they're aiming for. This is a Quake game after all. But they're mixing in some of the more recent FPS innovations. So we're getting multiple characters. The game's going into beta next year. It'll launch with 12 characters, with more characters coming online thereafter. And judging from the reaction from the crowd here at the keynote, it certainly went down quite nicely. So we're going to spend the next day or so finding out more about the games that we saw today, talking to the people that made them, and hopefully we'll be able to share with you more impressions on Quake, Prey, Dishonored 2 in the coming days. There's a lot to take in, no killer announcements, but certainly a lot for the audience here to enjoy. And we'll come back with another update tomorrow when we've seen more of the show and what it has to offer.